somewhere.
I don't care what morning it is.
I don't care whose morning it is.
It's big E3 day. Tuesday, day 1 already ended. Day 2 is still on its way. I think there's a Zelda stream still going that I'm not watching because of you guys. So you're welcome. I'm doing this for you guys.
Really, he's not watching because we're stuck in a car without internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Your phone just almost
yeah,
fell.
I don't want my data to like die because of my nerd needs.
You mean like how mine did that one time that we watched the Nintendo
Direct? Yes.
By the way, that thing like it tanked my data for the rest of the month.
I apologize.
I have unlimited up to a certain point. After that, they throttle it. It doesn't cost anything extra. They just throttle it, and it fucking
Yeah, you
sucks.
have unlimited data. Yeah, that's what carriers do. America.
At least it didn't cost me extra to do that.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, thanks for that.
All right, so before we go through everything Zelda, and there's a lot Zelda.
A lot of Zelda.
Let's run through the things that are not called Legend of Zelda. First off, there's a new Spider-Man game they're gonna announce for PS4. Which I mean looks pretty cool. It looks like the old Spider-Man games that we used to have.
Right.
Back in the old days.
Alright, so hold on. I think it was for it, but I saw a GIF on Reddit or Gaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like the eyes were the same style that
as the one in Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah. Suit's different though. Because,
Suit's a bit different.
It's different.
I like the white spider design actually, kind of.
Yeah, I actually
it
like
pops
it.
out a lot more.
Yeah. The game looks interesting. Looks fun. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I would need to see more of it to see if I would actually go ahead and get it.
Right.
But then again, I don't have PS4, so yeah.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Honestly, it looks. I had the PS2, and you know when all the good games came out for, or good Spider-Man games came out for PlayStation, and I love those. And I'd absolutely play this one if I had a PS4. Simply put, I just don't have one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm probably not gonna buy one.
Yeah, but what if does this make you want a PS4? Let me tell you this. There's a Batman Arkham game that's gonna be for VR. They're gonna have Final Fantasy 15 for VR. For PlayStation VR, of course.
How are those gonna work out? Is what I'm wondering.
I don't know. They showed some trailers for them, but they're like announcement trailers, not really like gameplay trailers.
Right.
You're the one that wants VR, man.
I want VR. I want the immersive VR. I'm just trying to think about how are you going to get Batman in VR? Because Batman, all right, we're talking about Arkham style games. Those are very much, you know, Batman running around, punching and kicking everyone. You're not going to do that in a small play area. If it's a section of the game in VR instead of the entire game in VR, that's also like kind of, it hurts the VR experience because then you're limiting it to, you know, bits and pieces, and you know you're kind of breaking the flow of the game. It's like, if you want to play this piece in VR, put on your headset now. All right, this VR session is ended. Take off your headset.
I know that thing. I think there are entire VR experiences, not just a.
All I'm saying is it'll be kind of. I'll wait to see how they handle it.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just say that.
But there's a lot of games coming out like that for PlayStation VR, and they're going to be the first ones out this.
The only one that I'm
this fall.
The thing I'm not excited about for a full VR is Resident Evil 7. Cause fuck that. No, I'm out. No, peace. No, do not want.
They're doing VR now. Xbox is doing VR the fall of next year.
Right.
With an upgraded Xbox One that's gonna have 4K.
Alright, so
4K gaming and all that.
The new Xbox, no, so it was like Xbox One S?
The One S, yeah. This is just a smaller Xbox One. With a couple little changes. But it's practically the same as the Xbox One that we already have.
What's memory space look like?
There's actually an option for 2 terabytes now.
Shit.
You can buy 500, 1 terabyte, and 2 terabytes.
Shit, that'd actually be pretty good.
Yeah, and 2 terabytes, I think it's like $399. But if they announce a new one that's gonna have VR integrated into it,
yeah.
I mean, it's coming out next year.
I'm just thinking because if it's $399 for a 2 terabyte Xbox One S, the Xbox One is still pretty new, relatively speaking. Came out like a year or two ago, something like that.
2013, 3 years ago.
Was it 3 years?
This fall is gonna be 3 years.
And I currently have a perfectly working 500 gig Xbox One. Works fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I just wiped it to factory reset, I could probably get $200 out of it still. Maybe a little less. But really, if I was looking to upgrade my console from Xbox One to Xbox One S, I could pretty easily still replace my current Xbox One in favor of a larger memory space Xbox One S.
Yeah, and it's a nice. I like the white. I'm not the biggest fan of the white colors, but I actually like this one. It looks really cool.
I'm the exact opposite. I didn't really like the black design of the Xbox One. I thought it looked. I don't know. I didn't really like the black.
No, I usually prefer black. So. Yeah, but it looks good. And aside from that, that was pretty much everything there had. I mean, all the big things. There's trailers for all the other games that we already know more. You know, Battlefield, Battlefield 1, Watch Dogs 2. All those still got trailers and.
Do we still
more
know anything about Titanfall 2?
He got a trailer. I didn't see much of it. Sorry.
Okay, but so it does have a trailer.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's a step from
Yeah.
before where it didn't even have a trailer.
Yeah.
Because I loved Titanfall, the original. It was a ton of fun. Absolutely one of my favorite games at the launch of the Xbox One. I played through it enough to prestige in the first month of it being released. I even have the challenge to prove that I did it. And then it like one day just killed itself for me. Like for whatever reason, it stopped being the most fun game I'd ever played. I feel like if it had a single player, I would have stuck around a lot longer.
Mm-hmm. And
I've also heard that all the DLC is now free to download. So I mean, I've been meaning to get back into it, but I used to play with 4 other people. Now none of them play it anymore. So maybe if Titanfall 2 actually got a proper announcement, people will go like, oh right, the first one exists. Oh well, the DLC is free now. I might go give that another shot, and like maybe the lobbies wouldn't be full of hackers and assholes. No, it'd still be full of hackers and assholes.
Yeah. It's I mean, aside from that, I think Kojima is making a game.
Oh yeah,
I don't know much of the game, but he's making one for PS4.
No, it's Fringe of.
It's a weird name.
It's something of death or something like that. I don't
Yes.
Edge of Death? No.
You see, the guy's just running on an island, pretty much.
Basically,
a survival game.
All you need to know is Norman Reedus.
Yes, pretty much.
That's it. You got the Walking Dead guy.
Yes.
In Kojima's new game.
And he's butt naked, so for you ladies, now you can play a game where you can see
Although,
this guy.
alright, so we always know that Kojima's games deal in very heavy topics, and you almost never know what the fuck is going on in them until the very end. I will say though, right now in the trailer, I saw the trailer for it, by the way. It was on, again, Reddit yesterday. The only way I see anything from E3 right now is either he sends it to me or I check it on Reddit. Alright, so it starts obviously with him creating the big thing is that he's creating a baby and then there's ghost handprints and sand. But he also had a C-section scar, or something like
that.
Cross scar on his abdomen. So I'm thinking like, are they trying to say that that was his baby that got cut out and then it died? Also, his necklace is made of USBs. I don't know if you noticed.
No, I didn't.
But yeah, no, it's basically USBs that kind of look like dog tags. It's a very interesting character design. I feel like we're already supposed to see a lot in it.
Yeah.
But since we don't know anything about the game at all, I can't make.
That's all.
Also, I've been talking the entire time, hoping that you go look up the name of the goddamn game.
Ah, yeah. See how it's quiet now? This would have been invited if you just looked it up last. I can't do it. But again, Kojima, it does a lot of really cryptic, really deep kind of messages in his games that sometimes don't get seen until way later.
Also, his new mascot, the Evo suit guy, it just looks so damn cool.
Oh, Death Stranding.
Death Stranding?
Uh-huh.
That's what it was. It's such a weird name.
Yeah.
Also, only on PS4, so again, I can't play it. I love Metal Gear. Played the fuck out of them on the PlayStation 2 and on 3. Never got the one on PlayStation 4. Because don't have a 4. But yeah. Hell, I even played, there was one on the GameCube, Death Eater. No, Snake Eater, sorry, not Death Eater, that's Harry Potter. Snake Eater, played that one on the GameCube.
Oh.
So yeah. Love Kojima.
Yeah.
Fuck Konami.
Good developer. Now, the big boy. The big bad boy that came out this morning. The Legend of Zelda.
Breath of the Wild.
Finally a title.
Nintendo's Skyrim. That's everything. That's what I'm gonna call it. Is Nintendo's Skyrim.
Isn't Skyrim Bethesda's Zelda though?
I mean,
because Zelda's like the original open world game.
So this is really Nintendo's Zelda then?
Yeah.
It's Nintendo's Bethesda's Nintendo's Skyrim Zelda.
Yeah.
That's too long of a title, so I'm just gonna call it Nintendo Skyrim. But holy shit, this game looks so good. I've been trying to avoid the hype on purpose, right? I don't want to see the concept art. I don't want to see, like the short, 30-second trailers. Now we have an actual official trailer and the half-hour gameplay trailer.
Half hour?
How long is it?
It's like 5 hours long.
Look, I just saw shut up.
There's 5 hours of footage out there.
Point is, we've seen actual gameplay, in-engine gameplay, not pre-rendered cutscenes, not pre-rendered trailers. We've seen actual in-engine gameplay.
Like Nintendo usually does.
Holy fuck, it looks good. I am on the hype train, full steam ahead, choo-choo, get out the tracks.
You know, honestly, my expectations were already like sky high for this game.
I mean, when Nintendo delays a game several times, your expectations kind of go sky high.
Yeah, and especially, this is a beloved series that's very clearly acclaimed, and you're like, this is a series that needs to keep its pedigree.
Right. And now,
I don't know how on earth they managed to, blow me away entirely.
I'm 100% excited for this game, which is bad because all the hype is going to hit now. The game drops in March next year.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that E3 hype is going to wear off before then. Really, what they should have done is they should have gone out and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, we lied, dropping Holiday this year." That would have absolutely saved.
See, I feel like they can release the Wii U version of the Holiday. They definitely can.
And then when the NX comes out,
bundle it. But I understand why they're doing. I understand why they're doing it. But as a Wii U owner myself, I would, and as a Zelda fan myself, I just want to play this as soon as possible. Just give it to me. Undelay the NX, Nintendo. Patch it later.
Yeah.
And everyone does it now. Don't worry about it.
Everyone's got day one patches.
Yeah.
Except Nintendo, which I really
appreciate.
I appreciate that their philosophy is the same as it was before. Yeah. You open the game, you put it in the console, and you start playing immediately.
Oh, by the way, before I continue with Zelda, there's a Mario Party game that got announced for 3DS.
Really?
With some new amiibo. Boo, Daisy, a new Rosalina, and Waluigi.
You had me a Boo. And then Rosalina. And then Wall of fucking Luigi! Hell yeah!
There's probably some more, but I don't care to.
Well, alright, look, I care about the Boo and the Waluigi. Waluigi.
Yeah. They're coming out in November, by the way, so you can spend your money in those come November, okay?
Yeah. I should probably start saving up about 40.
By the way, Zelda Wii U also uses new amiibo. There's Archer Link. There's also Link riding Epona. And there's also the Guardian, which is one of those octopus creatures that look
crab
like
monsters.
Yeah.
I call them crab monsters.
Why crab monsters?
I don't know. They just remind me of crabs for some reason. I don't ask.
I know. They're okay. The Guardians are pretty much like those things from The Incredibles.
Yeah. The
Omnidroids.
Omnidroids. That what it was.
Yeah, they're pretty much that. But I mean, I want to have the exact collection.
Crab monsters. I'm still gonna call them crab monsters. I don't know why, they just really remind me of crabs.
The Guardian amiibo, you can actually flex its
the arms?
tentacles. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, so they're not part of the pedestal then. Like the tentacle arms aren't actually like connected to the pedestal.
No.
Because the picture you sent me, it looked almost like they were. Some of them were at least like kind of connected to the RFID chip on the bottom.
No, they're not at all. You can like mold them around and move them however you want to.
I'm just gonna make it so that it's always like pointing up like this. All the arms are just straight up. Because fuck it, why not?
And the Wolf-Link amiibo has functionality in this game, which means you could. There's no companion in this game.
So fuck Navi, fuck Fee, fuck Minna.
Which I like Minna though.
Minna, okay, well Minna was the only good one. She was the only good one that we've had. Whatever the one in Majora's Mask was called, I totally forget the name for the fairy.
Stupid fairy.
Fuck you, fairy. Other fairy. Not Navi fairy.
So your companion, it's optional, and it could be a Wolf-Link. And it's gonna help you hunt.
Yeah, so literally you can just tap your amiibo onto the gamepad, or whatever the NX has for reading the amiibo RFID. And you get in the game and you just point to an enemy and say, sick him. And your wolf goes and takes care of the job.
Yeah.
That's it. You will literally just be a hound hunter. It'll be so fucking cool.
Yeah, don't worry. The wolf's not gonna eat your supplies. You get to take them yourself.
And basically anything that the enemies drop, and we've seen already that enemies drop food and other
food and weapons. Like you can store them.
Yeah, and anything that they drop, the wolf will not devour them itself. It won't actually destroy the equipment. So it'll count as you killing it, and then you just gotta walk over and pick up whatever you want.
Your weapons will break. You get to cook food. The food will replenish your hearts. So there's no hearts that you find. There's also no rupees that you can find. The only way you can get rupees in this game is by going into a village and selling the things that you found.
So they've actually kind of made a currency system that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're not randomly gonna find money out in the wild. Now I wonder, are they going to have enemies that randomly drop rupees?
No.
No, not at all.
No, they're gonna drop things that you could sell
for rupees.
Yeah.
Now this makes me think of, because this is how other open world games are gonna handle it. Usually handle it.
Yep.
What you have is you have random drops on enemies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be stuff like supplies or crafting agents or other gear that you can actually use, along with 20, 30 gold, right? And then sometimes on top of that 20, 30 gold, you're gonna find Skyrim being an example. You kill a wolf, sometimes it's gonna have like a gold ring on it. You don't need a gold ring because unless you're an alchemist or an enchanter, or otherwise you just like wearing gold rings that don't do anything, which takes a gear slot by the way. You're gonna go and sell that gold ring and you get more gold for it. Usually 100, 200, something like that. I don't actually know the economy in Skyrim because it's been a while since I played. But all enemies by default, even wild animals in Skyrim at least, will drop X amount of gold, of money, of currency. So you don't have to go into a village and sell off all the crap, which is just gonna fill up your inventory for no reason, to get gold from it. Just by killing things and going over to the dead bodies and looting them, you're going to find something. Which is why it's kind of weird that Zelda will have a only selling kind of character. Because then if you have traveling merchants or something, some kind of checkpoint in the world where let's say you need to pay off a bridge troll, because fuck it, I got nothing better in my mind, right? But you don't have the money. You can't just go and cut some grass or kill some monsters for money. You actually have to backtrack all the way back to the last village that you were at, sell stuff there, and then go to the bridge troll and give him the money that he needs to get past.
Yeah.
So that's why it's kind of weird that they wouldn't have any money drop in the wild at all. I understand not having it in the grass, because that's kind of weird. You're not gonna go.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense this way.
It makes sense, but it's like also, monsters are. It's a shiny gem that the people of Hyrule decided has value, which of course is a shiny gem.
We haven't seen any people in the gameplay. There's only been one old man that we've seen in the entire.
What I'm saying is, monsters, bokoblins, mookoblins, whatever they're gonna be called this one, they're going to have some kind of fascination with a shiny object. Even if it's a green rupee, right? It's gonna be a shiny green little gem. You'd think that they carry one or two around. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
All right. Also, one thing Link can do, that he can climb anything with no items, no special things attached, and he can jump. After 30 years,
Link has finally learned that his legs can be used for something other than running around and occasionally kicking people.
Yeah, he can jump now.
You can finally jump. Also, you can climb, like you said, literally anything.
Yeah.
Like we saw in
walls, trees.
buildings.
Yeah.
Fucking boulders on a mountain, because fuck it, why not? Which, now that makes me think, how's that coded? Is it going to be literally any surface
there's limits.
that's under 90 degrees? If it's at 89 degree angle, can you still climb up that wall?
I don't think so. I think there's a limit to that.
So then, how quickly are we gonna... Because I haven't seen what the games is like, you know, if climbing and mobility are mechanic, I'm going to start seeing patterns. I start seeing the mechanics patterns. And very quickly it's going to turn from, oh cool, such a pretty world I can climb everything, to here's the path, that's the wall that I can't climb. So that's all I'm wondering, is how many alternate paths are they going to have for situations like that?
Well, there's no alternate paths because there's no path.
Well, you get what I'm saying though. You're trying to climb up a mountain. Is it going to be one very well defined way to
No,
get
there's
up?
nothing defined. No, there's not like, oh, here's a patch that I can climb.
What I'm saying though is you're going to find those patches that you can climb and patches that you cannot climb. Because if they have a limit, you're going to start recognizing areas that you cannot climb. So then after that, you're going to start planning out forward. Because you're not going to climb up and end up on a cliff and then go, oh, I can't climb up any further, I'm going to have to go down and try something else. You're going to, from that cliff, you're going to look, okay, so I can go up that path. That is a wall that cannot be climbed at all, right? Because there's going to be a limit.
Yeah.
So that wall cannot be climbed, but that wall next to it can be climbed, and then if I move left about 2 paces, and I can climb up that wall and get to the next cliff area, and then from there I can see something else. You're going to start seeing those kind of patterns. That is a path that you have now found. And those have to be pre-made, because this is not a procedurally generated world. Those have to be made and purposely put in and coded, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about, is how quickly are we going to start noticing those patterns, and how well are they going to mesh those patterns between can climb, and world aesthetics.
Well, from everything I've seen so far, I have not seen anything like that.
We've also not been in control of it. We've passively been looking at it. They've had Nintendo has had a control on how we view the world. Once we get in, we can actually stop and explore the world and, you know, kind of just look at scenery. Things like that will start popping up. I'm just saying, it's a fact of when you have mobility as a mechanic, you start focusing on where you can and cannot go. Don't get me wrong, I'm still fucking excited about climbing shit. I'm just saying that after a while you're going to start recognizing differences between planes. Same thing goes for like same thing happened in Halo 2. There was a way that you could like see the world geometry where different planes would collide like this, and not like you'd find seams. It was a very complicated way to do it. It's not a wall though. Anyway, it was very complicated to find those places. But if you could find a place where I think it was like 3 or more pieces of geometry came together, and like you did a specific kind of action on that point, you could end up in places you weren't supposed to go. Or in the campaign, you could see, all right, this hill goes from this to that to this, right? You cannot climb this part, but that part is walkable, so how can I get up there? And usually you could get up there and you find a secret or something. So just the angle at which they present things, if you have something like this to this, which, well, that's pretty drastic. But what I'm saying is you're going to start seeing differences and you're going to start calculating it as such. It's not going to be game breaking or break your immersion, it's just after you spend 100+ hours in a game, you're going to see things that...
You're making this bother you way more than you should.
Because it bothers me in every game I play. It goes from Skyrim to Halo to fucking... what else is there? I don't know. I think Gears even had some pretty weird places.
See, I think the thing in this game that will limit your mobility is the stamina meter.
But, okay.
There's a limit to how far you can go up. So yeah, maybe you could quasi claim everything.
Yeah, but again, how quickly are you gonna start recognizing what that limit is?
Yeah, you're gonna recognize. Oh, I could just not go that high. That's it.
We'll see when the game
on that mountain. I can't go.
We'll see when the game comes out. Remind me, March 2017. I will either shove this in your face or have it shoved in mine. But either way, someone's face is having it shoved in.
By the way, stamina meter is back from Skyward Sword,
which I'm not a fan of.
Which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I mean, again, makes sense.
Now, is it also? Is the stamina? I didn't actually like. Yeah, again, I didn't see anything. Any of the gameplay or anything. Is stamina also used in combat?
No, only when running and climbing.
Okay. Because again, Skyrim, I'm gonna do this forever. I'm sorry, but in Skyrim, if you were a melee character, stamina will determine how often and when you could swing your sword or weapon, right? So swinging a sword would have an effect on your stamina, but stamina is also used for running around and stuff.
Yeah, but here's the have no effect on that. There's also like 100 shrines. We've seen a couple of them in the demos. There's hundreds of them. That's where you learn new abilities through the book and just learn how to use magic, use whatever. Like you get to be Magneto at some points. You get to like ice water and things like that. So
yeah,
which
I will say, this is like one of the first times we've actually had access to diverse magic in Zelda, and it looks fucking cool.
And by the way, all the demos they've showed, it's just been one small area. This area, I've calculated, it looks to be around the size of.
You've calculated, or other people have calculated?
Well, what I've seen of, comparatively, because I used to play Twilight Princess. About twice to 3 times as big as Hyrule Field in Twilight Princess. And this is only about like 2% of the game.
Which we've gone over. This is a massive open world.
It's 12 times. I mean, they've said it's 12 times bigger than Twilight Princess.
Now, again, and I've said this one before too. How populated with side quests and other interesting things is that world going to be? Because if you have a giant open world with next to nothing in it, that's not going to be as interesting as a small.
They say they don't have people in the demos right now. I mean, NPCs in the demos just because. They don't want to like spoil like story elements and all that, so that right now you can only explore the world and enemies.
Right.
But I mean, it's still like that it's very well populated. It's not just bare and empty.
Good.
There's always an enemy. There's always something out there. Something to do.
I'm just thinking, like, if let's say I walk into a village, right? Which, by the way,
we haven't seen yet.
We haven't seen the villages, but assuming that villages are, again, same way as Skyrim, you can just walk in, you can talk to people, and depending on who you talk to, they may or may not give you a side quest to do. Which, of course, is not completely optional, but it has its own rewards.
I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of side quests, given that they developed Majora's Mask near this, and, they're taking inspiration from a lot of those games that they were developing in between Skyward Sword and this game.
Right.
So I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of side quests. Plus, you have a big open world, why not make them an essential part of the game?
Yeah.
And on top of that, you can play with Pro Controller, no problems. You don't need the gamepad.
I might need to go and buy a Pro Controller now because don't have one. 2, this game will be exactly the same on Wii U and on NX. So there's not even a graphical upgrade.
There might be a graphical upgrade because they didn't specify, but I mean, gameplay wise or like in any way, it's gonna be the exact same game. I would expect a slight graphical overhaul, but aside from that, I don't see anything.
Okay, I'm alright with it. Because that was one of the things I said was, if they're going to make the NX version better, upon launch of what they've been promising for 2 years now? Almost?
They've been talking about this game since 2013.
3 years. Again, I have shit since the time. Don't blame me for it. But if they've been talking about this for so long and then they release an inferior version on the current one that they've been trying to make it for and a better one on the NX, I would riot. I would start a riot with that. I don't know any Nintendo people. I'd start a riot at Best Buy and get kicked out probably. Point is, I would not be happy. And I don't think a lot of other people would be either.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've gone on for about half an hour here, so we should probably wrap it up.
In general, just this Legend of Zelda is still... What is it?
It's that...
Breath of the Wind.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the... What? God damn it.
Breath of the Wind. What?
I was thinking Wind Waker for a second.
God damn it. Alright.
It's gonna take me a while. It's not... The name is not... It doesn't roll off as easily as Skyward Sword, as Twilight Princess.
Breath of the Wild, I like it.
It's a mouthful.
It's
a nice name. Don't get me wrong.
I think that's the most words we've had in a subtitle.
Yes.
But it's also kind of not fair because of the is 2 words and that's
Link to the Past. A Link Between Worlds. No, A Link to the Past is the longest.
A link to the past. Okay. But I want at least like A Link to the Past.
Yeah.
You can say it pretty quick, but a Breath of the Wild doesn't come as quick.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue as easily.
But I like the name because it shows in the title. It kind of shows over like what the game is focused on.
Yeah, the game is about the world.
Yeah, the titles always pretty much give away what that game is gonna be about. You know, Twilight Princess is about the Twilight Realm of Midna.
Skyward Sword is about the sword.
Is about the sword and Skyloft being a big deal. And then, of course, you know, Wind Waker is all about you controlling the wind and the literal baton called the Wind Waker. So it's like the title always kind of shows what the focus of the game is, what the quote unquote gimmick. Couldn't see my other hand. The gimmick of it is gonna be, and so
it's the game itself.
Yeah, but Breath of the Wild I do like because there is no, you're not running back to Hyrule Castle every 2 hours. You're not, you know, going from dungeon to dungeon and ignoring everything in between and spacing out. You're not just, you know, talking to major characters for the first 5 minutes of the game. You're actually just exploring the world and seeing what that has to offer, and I really, really like that. I'm a huge fan of open world games, especially open world games that are done well and are well populated with stuff to do and people to see and shit to blow up, which is what I'm probably gonna do for the first half hour. So it's especially good just to see that this is focusing so much on the open world aspect of it.
Yes, it is.
I really, really like that. It's also first time we see Link actually like legit using spells, and that's just really fucking cool.
It looks awesome.
I wonder, so far we've seen what? We've seen ice building, the wood magnet, and then where's that it? I feel like there's one more.
There's a couple of more. I forgot.
But I'm wondering, are we gonna see any offensive magic? Are we gonna be able to shoot fireballs out of the book, or freeze enemies in a cone in front of us or something?
I would think so, given there's 100 shrines, so there's like 100 abilities you could learn. So, we'll see.
Just my thoughts.
There's a hammer that you put magic on, like whatever you want to throw, and so you just with the hammer you swing with the hammer and you like choose the angle, and it just flies away.
That's pretty.
And the more you hit it on one direction, the harder further it will go.
Right. I'm just wondering because I'm wondering just because like if they, you know, if suppose each shrine had some kind of new magic ability, right?
Yeah.
And suppose that entire magic submenu exists somewhere on your gamepad.
Yeah.
Imagine having to scroll through 100 different icons to find the one spell you really
I would also think that maybe let's say there's probably only like 10 or 20. And the rest of them are just upgrades.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Because I'm definitely, if possible, my first run through is going to be, you know, first impression, legit, the way I would play the first time. Second run through, once I kind of get how the game works and where everything is, I'm absolutely just going to go pyromaniac on everything. Fire stick, fire rod, fireballs, fire sword, fire arrow, fire!
You get sticks and fire like 2 minutes into the game.
It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah,
just gonna burn shit up. We also saw that it's like fire spirits on in that game, right? Like it actually, you can set grass on fire and it'll spread
a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's obviously not gonna be like Far Cry levels of fire spirit, but it looks good. I also really like the art style. The kind of cel shaded.
It looks so beautiful. It looks stunning. It's like a mesh of Wind Waker and like what Skyward Sword did.
Yeah.
Like,
well, Skyward Sword was already Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
Yeah, but like Skyward Sword had this like painting kind of feel to it, where like this game does. Although this game is more like anime meets Wind Waker.
Yeah, I'm still okay with it.
Yeah, it's like Studio Ghibli directed a Zelda game.
Okay, now I want to see a Studio Ghibli Zelda game. Now that just sounds like, because that would be some also pretty fucked up shit. And if you don't know why, go watch a Studio Ghibli movie or two. Yeah. I recommend Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Favorite.
Yeah. Awesome.
Anyway, we went for an extra 5 minutes here when I said we should wrap up. So we're actually going to wrap up.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
comment.
Because, which way does it go? It's like, like, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Point is, do all 3 of those things. And go watch our other shit.
Yeah.
Stroke our ego, because you know that's what we like.
Yeah, please.
if you want to see more random Zelda talk, check out one of our other morning recharges because we talk about Nintendo and Zelda a lot. If you want to see some of his movie review stuff, go check that stuff out.
There's a reaction to the Moana trailer up right now. Want to see that? There's
Moana
also I uploaded that this morning.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go check it out.
sure.
And then go check out that one gaming episode I put up because I don't have any of the footage yet, or not edited at least. You should probably get on that.
There's the ukulele and MR48 DLC video that we made, so you can watch that too.
Yeah, go check that one out. Personal favorite. Thanks for watching.
watching.
Do all that now. Go stroke our egos,
Please.
Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.